Good morning, members of the jury, teachers, and students. My name is Monserrat Rantul, and today I'm going to present the topic, Factors Affecting the Art. Introduction. Creativity is not restricted by the size of a budget or a square footage of a room. Creativity is so much more. Creativity is like a cat chasing its tail. In the act of creating or in solving problems, we often go round and round in endless circles, wanting to bounce on an idea. Sometimes the answer or solution is right before our eyes, but we can't see it. We need to just look at something familiar in a new, different way. Art is something which can be analyzed to give a deeper insight. It will always be a reflection of the social structure in which its creators lived. Since art is everywhere, there are many factors affecting it. Today, I'm going to consider 4 factors: global warming, mental illness, drugs, and social media. If we take a look around and see what's happening to our world, it is not difficult to realize that changes have been taking place. For instance, global warming. We all know what global warming is, how it's affecting our world, and worst of all is how someday the beauty of the nature will be taken away from us. In this picture, we can see an example of nature destruction. I say nature destruction because this glacier is clearly melting away. On the other hand, this other picture was made with soft pastel paintings. And the reason why this artist made this piece is because someday it will disappear. And we are going to still be able to see the beauty of the nature in it, even though the real thing may not exist any longer. It is also important to develop an awareness of what we are looking at, and that someday we may lose it. The evidence is refutable. Glaciers are melting away, and because of this phenomenon, islands are disappearing, but this piece will be the evidence of what we once had. However, global warming is not the only factor I will be talking about today. In a totally different source of inspiration, there are also mental illnesses that have contributed to the development of different forms of art. It is known by some people that the brain for a person who has schizophrenia and a person who is overly creative have similarities. Obviously, a creative person is not the same as a person with a mental illness. However, having one of these disorders can bring another perspective about their world, and therefore their art. For example, Salvador Dalí, who is well known for his dreamlike surrealistic paintings and his unconventional personality, had in fact a mental disorder. Therefore, he is the proof that mentally ill people can really develop their art in unimaginable ways. Another form of art is a particular one, and at the same time not recommendable as it was done under the influence of drugs. In terms of drugs, I'm going to talk about only one project, known as Under the Influence. This project was made by Brian Lewis. He experienced drastic changes in his environment, so he wanted to search for more. And so he came up with the idea of taking a different drug every day. Under the influence of narcotics, he drew himself, making a self-portrait. Here we can see a drawing that he did each day and the drug that he took in each occasion. In the first case, he took Xanax. It is commonly used for the treatment of anxiety disorders, especially of panic disorder. Then, computer duster. Diluted is a pain medication derivative of morphine. Heroin, LSD, known for its psychological effects, altering the awareness of surroundings, perceptions, and feelings. Marijuana resin, mushrooms. They are used mainly as a recreational drug whose effects can include euphoria, altered thinking processes, among the other symptoms. After his experience being near death, I would like to warn you that this form of art is by no means recommendable, as it damages your health severely. One thing is clear. Social media is redefining how the art world does business. Social media has transformed the ways in which artists interact with each other, their public, the institutions that govern their careers. Services such as Facebook and Instagram have become to be regarded as essentials, even though some people think it's a tool for their narcissism, but others think it's a space for emerging artists to share their work. So how exactly is social media waving its way through the art world? From making sales easier to sidestepping galleries, artists talking directly to their audience, artists getting validated without a gallery, instead galleries validating their success. The masses following your social media accounts are proof enough. Conclusion. Artists are influenced by just about anything. Their lives, environment, childhood, school, work, television, surroundings, present and past experiences, movies, other artists, etc. I think everything we see and experience in life influences our art in some way, whether directly or indirectly. Of course, some things may influence more than others. The thing is, all artists have influences, whether we want to admit it or not. Those are my sources, and the most important one is artnews.com. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.